County time session, Honorable Mayor Todd Walsh presiding. Please remove all hats, turn all cell phones and papers off, please, and thank you.
Thank you very much. Please remain standing. We're going to have a prayer and our pledge, please. And Commissioner David Bell, would you please lead us in our prayer?
Father God, we do thank you so much for the blessings of life. And Father, we are grateful that we live in this county, and we are able to serve here. Lord, we ask that you be with us tonight. Father, give us wisdom beyond our years as we deal with hard issues. Father, help us to rely on you. We ask that you help us to honor you with all we say and do here tonight. We ask all of this in the name of your Son and our Savior, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing for the pledge of allegiance. Commissioner Wright, would you please pray?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will come to order, please. Madam Clerk, would you please have roll call, please?
Bell,
Here.
Buffer,
Here.
DeBerry. Here. Gillum,
Here.
Grantham,
Here.
Hensley,
Here.
Jenkins,
Here.
Kennemore,
Here.
Lake, Lanier,
Here.
Miller, Hope, Sane,
Here.
Vickers,
Here.
Wing,
Here.
Wright.
Here. All right. We do have an absence, Commissioner Lake. She has COVID. So, put her in your prayers, please. And, talked to her yesterday. She's had a little trouble. But, all right. Next on the agenda here, we have our public forum. We'd ask that each person come up to the microphone, state your name, please, and you'll have a couple of minutes to address the commission about any of the items that's on the agenda. And first we have, looks like Mr. Gary Fairclough, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Gary Fairclough. You've seen my face and you've heard my voice before. And you have probably heard me talk about this subject before. Before y'all tonight might be something y'all can vote on that will allow this commission to be heroes in 3 different areas. One, y'all have the opportunity to make whole the employees that were shortchanged on their paychecks by some voodoo payroll policies in the past. Y'all can be heroes. You can make them whole. You can stand before your constituents and say, we did it. We made sure that our citizens got paid what they wanted. Now, I've read depositions where there was at least one commissioner that said, I will never vote for anything that bankrupts this county. I'm going to make the judge do it. Well, here's the opportunity to do that. If you will let the judge determine what the fees are for both parties of the plaintiffs and the defense attorneys, you can blame all those huge, unreasonable fees on them. Number 3, now here's something that's really important. If you have a settlement on something before you go to trial, you can have a structured settlement. In other words, you can agree to pay it out over a period of time. Wherein, if you have a direct, hard judgment, you got 30 days to pay it. Now, I don't think the county has that kind of money. I don't think it'd be very cute for somebody to come up and attach the front door of this building after the end of 31 days and say, we're gonna lay claim on this building. Here's an opportunity for y'all to stand up, be heroes, claim a victory. And you don't have to do it in terms of ways that's really gonna kill this county. We're hurting. Let's face it, we're not gonna win this thing as far as not having to pay a bunch of money. Right? That's settled. The law pretty much stipulates that. But do the right thing. Get the county out from under this. Don't stretch this out for another 3 or 4 years. The only people that are going to be winning from this day forward are the attorneys. The attorneys are the only ones fees going up. It's not the people who got shortchanged on their paychecks. Please do what's best for this county and settle this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fairclough. Next, Mr. Burke. Make sure that mic's on, please.
Good morning, good evening, Mayor and Commission. My name is Brandon Murphy. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. From what I understand, there's a new settlement offer of $3.3 million, not including attorney fees. As you know, that is $100,000 away from the settlement offer this commission was prepared to vote on at last month's meeting. At this point in time, this many years into this, what is another $100,000? Planning to settle for 3.2, now the opportunity to settle for 3.3. I've heard many of you say, I've talked to more people who do not want us to settle or do not think the plaintiffs are owed the amount they're asking for. And those of you, the more I think of that, must be speaking to a totally different group of people than I have ever spoken with about this issue. I have yet to meet a single person who does not want this lawsuit behind us, who does not want it settled, and that does not want the plaintiffs to finally get the money that they deserve, that should have never been withheld from them in the first place, much less this many years later. I want to remind each of you that you were all elected to serve Hardeman County. You were elected to serve the citizens, all citizens of your districts. Your decisions should not be 100% your own personal beliefs. Your decisions should not be made solely on the influence of your family, friends, or past elected officials. Your decisions should be made based on input from all citizens of Hardeman County. You should care about everyone's opinion, not just a select group of people. I want you to go back and think about the solar issue. You had person after person come here and attend other meetings and give you reason after reason why they were against it. The community showed their passion behind that and why they were against it. You don't have that with this situation. But what you do have is a community that is sick and tired of this lawsuit hanging over our heads, the financial burden lingering over our county, and the apparent lack of concern from some commissioners. Stop the bleeding, settle the suit. As I said last time I spoke, sure, we may or may not owe these plaintiffs all what they are asking for, but it is past time to agree to disagree and move on. If this goes to trial, there will be an additional $3 million plus in attorney fees. I know what many of your opinions are, but I will say this. The amount of attorney fees paid and billed to date and going forward for the lack of this commission not settling the suit and dragging it out is not the fault of the plaintiffs. It's the fault of the 16 of you that will not step up and settle this matter. I appreciate the ones of you who have attempted to settle and have voted to settle at past meetings, and your efforts do not go unnoticed. As Gary said, settling outside of trial may be, and I would guess, your only opportunity to settle with terms and do a structured settlement. If it goes to trial, you'll have 30 days to pay once that judge makes a ruling. For the sake of Hardeman County, our citizens, the future of our county, stop the bleed, settle the case, and get it behind us. I encourage all citizens here tonight, if you are in favor or not, I know I'm the last person that actually signed up on the sheet, but if you are in favor or not, stand up, make your voice heard, address the commission, share your thoughts and concerns. Let them know what you want. Don't be silent. Don't just post on social media. Speak up, whether they like it or want to hear it or not, because it's your right, and they are supposed to listen to you and do what the citizens of Hardeman County want. It doesn't have to be a long speech. You can stand up where you are and simply say, settle the suit. But I encourage you, stand up, speak out. Commissioners, settle the suit. Stop the bleeding so Hardeman County can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Berger. Now, that's all that is signed up on the sheet. But let me add, there's some people that came in. Is there anybody that wants to say anything that would like to address the commission? You have 2 minutes, and we want to give everyone an opportunity. I don't want to leave anybody out. Is there anybody? Greg? Karen? Anybody? I hate to just call names out like that, but does anybody want to say anything? That's what we're here for. Listen. All right. Seeing none, nobody's going to approach. Let's move into the minutes from last meeting. Does everyone have those minutes? Corey, did you get a copy of yours, please, sir? everyone had a chance to look over those, please?
I make a motion with approval.
Second.
Motion's been made and properly seconded to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. We also have in the packet, there are notaries.
Proof is read.
Motion been made and seconded to approve our notaries. Any discussion on those? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye, please.
Aye.
All opposed? Pass the notaries. Okay. All right. We've got some reports from our officials, and, Casey is not here tonight, but, Mr. Lee is here, so, Mr. Lee, would you come up, please? You have some things before the commission tonight we need action on, I believe.
I don't know what y'all's package looks like, but we have one in there. It's a bid to spray right of ways. And, for the remaining of this fiscal year. I don't have any questions.
When they gonna start?
Waiting on approval for this board.
We can push out something for this spring.
He's trying to, with the, maintenance and ordering parts for what's stored up, and parts not coming in. Hopefully, this spraying is gonna help knock some of it back, along with what he is gonna be doing.
Question, Lee, on the breakdown, of course, you got application for July, August, we're gonna start with that application, right?
Yes, sir.
If it gets approved tonight,
Yes.
so just move forward from that point. So we'll have 3 applications.
Yes, sir, and that will give us what the, true, this is a bid that they're gonna hold to for this fiscal year. But as we get started, they'll be able to, maybe hopefully by the next fiscal year, be able to adjust their price per mile.
Okay.
Lee, what they're gonna do, this spraying's not gonna have any effect on these intersections, stuff like that, they're gonna keep them cut back?
He's still gonna be cutting back. This is hopefully gonna help us get things knocked back where he can get caught up with what he's got, with the breakdowns and everything he's got.
I understand that, but the problem we've got right now is spraying's not gonna cure it.
Correct. And yes, he's still working on cutting back, yes, sir.
He's gonna have to continue to cut back.
Yes.
So, Lee, will this affect anybody's crops on the side of the roads, like cotton?
No, sir. No, sir. And, you don't have the bid specs and stuff, but Urban Systems is totally responsible for everything. The county is held not responsible for any of it.
So if we get any wind drift?
Anything that Urban Systems takes care of. It's not supposed to hurt any crops. We have a do not spray list as well that they're going to take on as well.
Is this company familiar with this type of work? I mean, is there other counties across West
Yes.
Tennessee or the state that they do?
They spray multiple counties that join Hardeman County as well. And they come with recommendations from those counties.
Lee, have y'all been spraying it yourselves?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you just bid it out.
Yes. We're still going to spray some because of how expensive it is, but a lot of it, I think he's going to be on, we're gonna spray, what we spray probably is on gravel roads and stuff.
There hasn't been much spraying the last 2 years, and I haven't seen them in there, so.
No, we sprayed some, but not a whole lot, no, sir.
Who's your board, your board's already approved this, right?
This has been approved by everything in your package has been approved by the highway board.
Yeah.
Mr. Lee, I have a question. So it says, all work will depend on funds and work schedule. So where will we start, and if we don't have the funding, it'll just stop?
I think you're over on the work proposal.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am. The work proposal, is a ongoing proposal every year. Everything he does it has to be within his budget. He runs out of money, he has to stop.
So where will they start? In what district? District 1, District 2, or District 3?
If the board, if we're talking about the Irby system, they said they'll have, if they get the approval here tonight, they're going to meet Monday. And if they have the approval, and they're gonna meet with Casey on Monday, and they said they'll have a spray in the week. The whole county,
So all districts will be sprayed?
to my knowledge, yes, ma'am. Within 560 miles, I think he's gonna take some of the gravel roads out.
So is that spray gonna kill everything? Or
It's gonna promote Bermuda, it's supposed to kill everything else, it's gonna promote Bermuda grass, the growth of Bermuda,
keep erosion?
yeah, with erosion. I don't think he's gonna kill it, but hopefully he's gonna knock it back.
When they take on the road, you can't even see the bridge, red.
So,
I mean, they're over the road.
yes, sir. He is gonna come back with it, so, and do his regular cutting, but with breakdowns, he's behind. Not necessarily breakdowns as much as waiting on parts.
So right now, you just need a motion on the herbicide.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we accept it
Second.
Yes,
as
sir.
read.
Commissioner Wright has made a motion to accept, and Mr. Butler, second. Any discussion on the motion? All right, we need roll call vote, Madam Clerk. Okay. All right, all those in favor to accept this plea, signify by saying aye. All opposed, like sign. Thank you, Lee. Are you, you want to go over here on that quarterly report? I will say that looks good on the P line to the highway, and then y'all are working on Winwood Farms right now, correct?
Yes, sir.
What's the completion date on that, maybe?
Winwood,
Yeah.
hopefully Winwood be, bar anything tearing up, hopefully by the end of the week.
That looks good so far.
The other thing we have is a crane that the surplus to sell on junk deals.
So moved to read on the train, and
Motion been made, is there a second?
Second.
Second. All right, any discussion on the motion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? When does that go on, Lee? On good deals? I'm going to put
As
this in.
soon as y'all approve it tonight, as soon as I can get some pictures and stuff of it. The next item we have for the highway department is a budget amendment. Going to be taking money out of the disability insurance and moving it over to liability insurance for, liability insurance increase for the fiscal year 24-25. In, working with the budget, that 20,000 got put in the disability insurance instead of into the liability.
Move the budget amendment be approved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? Okay, and then you're moving, okay, I think we will need a roll call on that, Madam Clerk. Okay, if you would go ahead, let's start.
Hale,
Yes.
Buffer,
yes.
DeBerry,
Yes.
Gillum,
Yes.
Grantham,
Yes.
Hensley,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Kennemore,
Yes.
Lanier,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Sane,
Yes.
Vickers,
Yes.
Wing,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes. Next item we have is our quarter report. And work proposal.
Powell Chapel.
So like the asphalt and redoing T-Dot, are y'all doing that or you got it contracted out?
No, it was contracted out, it's on state aid, and, standard,
Looks good, my bus appreciates it. They got one side of it, or North Street Road, so it's not.
All right, any other questions, any comments for Lee?
Lee, currently on road servicing, where are we at on that, on those projects? What-
We started, last week on Winwood, and he's gonna go as far as he can, he's going to, we got, hopefully, bar anything tearing up, hopefully we'll finish Winwood this week, and then, I don't know exactly where he's going next, or what his plan is for after we finish Winwood. So,
Does that take all the crew to do that on the road service?
takes a large majority of it right now, yes, sir. So, and we're still trying to keep a crew cutting too, so.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Move the quarterly report and the quarterly work proposal to approve as presented.
Second.
All right, we've got the first and second. Discussion on that motion. Seeing none, we don't need roll call on that. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee, appreciate it. All right, I have, Ms. Lily, do you have anything?
I did not, thank you.
On our reports, 911 committee appointments, we're gonna move that to next month. When I do all the appointments for the new committees, we will have a new commissioner at that time, and we've got to, Mr. Gavin is here. He'll be sworn in, on August the 31st. The swearing in ceremony will be here in the courtroom, 10 a.m. And I've got several officials to swear in on with school board members, and that's going to take place at 10 here, if anyone would like to attend. And so we're going to move that, those appointments to next month, and then we're going to go into ambulance report, if you would please. And Commissioner Miller, would you like to?
Yes, the ambulances have been having a hard time these last couple of months, so I know we just got one, when did we get it, in July? Beginning of July, and since then, we've had several, have issues and out of commission, and so we need another one, and so, Director Jamie can come up and speak to it a little bit more about what's been going on, and why we need another one so soon.
Good afternoon, the main thing is just the ones that we have are super high mileage now. Of course, we just got the new one beginning of last month, and we're almost 10,000 miles on that already. The next least mileage that we have is over 180, and then the next one above that is over 200 already. Just in our experience, once they get about 150, we start spending money on them, and in the last 6 months, we've replaced emission systems on 2. We've replaced 2 transmissions. We've had to do actual internal engine work on 1. We've got 1 that's down right now. The entire fuel systems have to be replaced. That's over 10,000. So I mean, we're pretty much already through our maintenance line item budget for this year that we're in. And a couple of times calling around trying to find out what's available. We've actually got found one that's available right now that we can get if we can put our name on it. We can have it supposedly less than 2 weeks. So.
Also, Director Jamie, can you, speak to when was the last time we had purchased one before the one in July, and how often we would like to put one on the rotation
know we got one, the last one was in 2020. And if we can get one a year, I think that'll probably get us on where we need to be, if we can maintain getting one a year. We are looking at trying to do that with grant money. The problem with that is the grant doesn't even open until this fall, and they won't choose who gets the grant until next March. And then we're looking at ordering one at that time, which could be a year or 2 or 3 before we would get it.
Jamie, you said you found one, is it a new one?
It's brand new.
Where is it located?
Right now, it's in Nashville.
And you know the price of it?
$317, $340.
And that's is that a government price that's already been through the government process?
Supposed to have, yes.
Yes, sir, that's through, Mr. Commissioner, that's through Sourcewell. That circumvents the bidding process if we go through that.
And it's readily available?
Yes.
How many is running right now on the road? Yeah.
Right now, we have 4 that are actually running. We've got, the one is in the shop with the fuel system, and we've got another one that's down that still need probably 2 or maybe 3 injectors.
That ambulance we just received, what was the price on it that we paid?
$200,000 and I think $76.
So you're looking at about a $30-something thousand difference. But this was readily available, the other one took how long to get?
Right at 2 years.
Oh, yeah, 2 years.
And we were told 150 days in the beginning.
What's the lead time on one now ordering one?
It just depends on who you talk to, what company you talk to. The ones that I've talked to, anything from 5-6 months to 3 years.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I know we have money that we need to update things on, but what is the percentage of our costs coming in, our collections?
So,
What percentage of our collections are we having, collected? Because we never see a line what comes in for animal service.
Right.
Collection wise. We always see what's going out, we never see what's coming in.
I can tell you dollar amounts as far as percentages, I don't know, because we definitely don't receive what we bill for. You know, you bill Medicare or Medicare, they pay what they pay. But as far as how much we brought in, I can answer those kinds of questions.
Did you ever hear the final number, Jamie, to help answer Mr. Wright's question?
For last year?
Lost about 700.
That's not the numbers I have.
No, I mean, collections versus expenses. It was about -700.
The revenue, and to the commission, there is.
700 minus in the whole.
No, that's, well, some of that, see, in their department, they have a line that also deals with the area back. So that line is, you have to deduct that. And then I believe that lawsuit, money was taken out of their expense line as well.
And
So,
the new avenues.
yeah, and then the way you do that, Mr. Commissioner, there is patient charges that they have associated with that, with their lines, and that, their revenue was over 2.1 last year.
Collections.
Yes, sir.
The math that I used, the way I figured it up is I took what we had expenditures minus what we brought in, minus the 200 for the ambulance, 200,000, 157,000 for the lawsuit, and then the 70,000 for the air service. That put us at 233,000 cost of it.
You quoted this unit at $317,000 and change, right?
Right.
The question was asked about the last one, what was that figure?
It was 200,000.
Okay, but was that an old body with a new truck? Am I thinking right?
That is right.
That's the big difference right there, everybody's
I
confused about that.
understanding, I thought you said 275.
200,000 and $76.
Oh, okay, so, okay.
Clarify on that.
I misunderstood that.
No. This is a new truck at 317, right? You bought it all.
Yes, correct, all brand new.
Got it.
Yeah.
chassis with an old box that was refurbished.
Right.
I want to clarify that.
That is right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was gone through.
Yes.
Any other questions?
And that new one is through Source Grid for
The one we're talking about, yes. Okay.
I put a motion on the table that we, look into getting an extra ambulance, God forbid, something happen,
We
can't get to.
Sorry, we should have a budget amendment for that when we get to the. And our internal auditor did say, that's why I asked Jamie the source web questions, he says, that obviously as long as we're going through source web, it's okay, if not, you have to get it out or it'll be an audit fine. But we're going through source web.
So is this currently a budgeted item?
No, sir, but we have a budget amendment that was not in your packet that's here tonight, it should have been at the podium.
For next time?
So John, in their budget this year, were they not budgeted for another ambulance?
I think we put one in there last year and it's over, obviously.
Right. Right.
And then we
So we
put,
gotta add-
we did put one in for this year, but we also put it on the revenue side if we got the grant. That's gonna stay in place because we're still gonna apply for the grant in September, correct?
Yes.
Yes. This is buying one outright today, or.
So will that grant be put toward that when the grant is available?
Yeah, once, like Jamie said, once we apply for the grant, we won't know till what, March, is it?
In other words, if we get the grant, then we can get counted as a reimbursement, right?
No.
Sir?
No.
If we get the
No,
grant.
no, the
No.
grant will be for a
Another
totally
one.
separate new one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this budget amendment we got tonight, if it passed, it's showing the 314 coming out of fund balance, what they're gonna do their fund balance.
Well, it won't affect their fund balance, affect the county's fund balance, in other words.
So in other words, this is statement coming out of county fund balance.
Correct.
Okay, yes.
And going into the man's department, but in addition to what's already in place.
All right, anything else? All right.
Question about the ambulance, while we're talking about vehicles, the F-250 pickup. Well, where we stand there, possibly going to the rescue squad. I know that's been entertained, it's been talked about.
I will leave that up to the mayor.
Okay.
Or y'all, whatever y'all tell me to do with it, is what I'm gonna do.
Nothing, just kind of sitting there, I mean.
Nothing's moved. Well, we've talked about it and, at different times, I was talking to Commissioner Singh, and, it's, I think, this is my opinion, of course, we'll go through it now. If there's a use for a vehicle and the county needs it, the county has use, I think it should be used for county use first, and then passed to, if they don't have a need for it, then maybe go to the rescue or to the nonprofit at that time. But so far, from what I'm understanding, there is a need for it there at the ambulance authority.
So we are using it, yeah.
They are using it. So.
Thank you for that update.
So, using it for what?
We use it for liquid everything, we use it for picking up parts, we take a truck to the shop, we'll take it to go pick the person up, and throw the truck to the shop.
So we can't use your truck?
If I'm there.
Just a question.
All right, any other questions?
Thank y'all.
All right. Okay, resolution, we have one here, we've gone through this in the budget committee, about our resolutions about the expenses. And, we entertained, we're under private acts, as you know, and the budget committee discussed this. We're at 85% of what comes in. We have to budget for that. This is a resolution to go to the General Assembly to move our 85% of, which was put in place in the private acts from 1937 to go to 92%, where we can have more funding for our budgets. Did y'all have a chance to look at that?
That is just based on this property tax. That's I'll move it be approved. Second.
All right, we've got a motion to approve the resolution, and the second was made. Commissioner Butler? And is there any discussion on the motion? Saying, Madam Clerk, we need roll call on that, please.
And, excuse me, make them aware, don't just have to go, and ask for them to come back and we approve it again.
This has to go to Nashville to the General Assembly, and, once that's approved, then they send it back to Hardeman County for final approval. We'll have a roll call vote, please, if you would.
Kale,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
DeBerry. Yes. Gillum,
Yes.
Grantham,
Yes.
Hensley,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Kenmore,
Yes.
Lanier,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Sane,
Yes.
Vickers,
Yes.
Weems,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you, sir. We'll move into our budget amendments. Commissioner, our budget chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, Commissioners. The Budget Committee, did not meet, seems that there were very few budget amendments, and most of them had to come to the full commission anyway. They failed to get numbers, so whether you've got them in hand or if you're on the MacBook, Chrissy and I, if you want to number them right quick, so we're help, on Madam Clerk. Just put them in order from, lowest amount to highest. That's how we number 1 through 6. I'll give you just a minute to get organized. Okay, starting with number 1 is gonna be the Hardeman County Sheriff's Office, deputy and guard pay line, $14,500. Crediting other contracted services, $14,500. And your reasons on the right, moving 14.5 excess funds from your line item 54-220-160 to other contracted services for service for Iceland with M&M Micro. So this is a line item transfer. Any questions on 1? Moving to 2, debiting the fund balance, $18,990, crediting liability insurance, $18,990. And your reason workers' comp insurance has experienced increase or rating of 13.58%.
Did we have some accidents?
No, I think it was just an increase in the price, and Ms. Linda, I think, failed to put enough in there to cover it.
Yeah, there weren't any accidents. No accidents.
Any other questions on 2? 3 is the workhouse, debiting, this is a reserve account, debiting the reserve account for litigation tax, $21,434, crediting building improvements, $21,434, for emergency POs, 6064 and 6070, to replace compressors on 2 units, at the workhouse and the SU3 roll-up door. So again, that's not fund balance, that's coming from a reserve. Moving on to number 4, miscellaneous. Deputy fund balance $40,400, crediting contracts with agencies $40,400. Received this money in May 2024 to fix the Grand Valley Lakes Water Project. The bill to TML has been received to be paid, which is obviously grant money going back sometime that's passing through. Any other questions on 4? Number 5, county buildings, deputy fund balance $80,808.94, crediting maintenance and repair buildings $80,808.94, and this is insurance money passed through, moving into the correct line item. Received insurance money from Tennessee Risk Management in June due to hail damage, moving money in the line item to get the county roof and gutter repaired. That's just insurance money passed through.
Question, do you know what building that was by chance?
This one.
Courthouse.
The one we're in.
Well, I mean, I
Where
heard,
you're sitting.
Thank you for that clarification. Well, I heard Board of Education over here courthouse.
Any other questions on 5? And then number 6, the one we've been speaking about, deputy fund balance $314,000, crediting an ambulance $314,000, and that's the one to, as we said, purchase one that is readily available now. And our auditor was texting as well. The budget itself, other than this, has $250,000 in it, with a grant of $250 on the revenue side, should we get it, as far as the budget we passed in July. This is in addition, so this is buying an ambulance from fund balance.
The one in the budget, was that a remount?
No,
It was.
wasn't Jamie, the one we put in for the grant, that's would be for a new one, correct?
It'll be what we can find at the time.
Right. The grant will just be for a certain amount, I would assume, and then you see what you can find if you're awarded the grant. Is that correct? Okay. That's right.
That opens up in September, and they won't award it till next year. And then from that point on, is when you would order it, once you get that, you've got so long to get it ordered. And of course, like the others, maybe a year, we don't.
I make a motion that we approve the budget.
Motion's been made and second to approve the budget amendments. Are there any questions on the motion?
I got one more question.
Yes, sir.
If we did a new truck with the old body, like you did on the last one, how long would that take now? Do you have any idea?
It'll depend on where the people are that do it, like if they've got 3 in line in front of us already, obviously that's gonna take longer, and I just have to make phone calls, figure out if we can get it done fast. So,
Would you estimate months, or,
I would
it's
say
gotta take a while.
a minimum of 4 months.
So that option would make you short a vehicle?
No, we have an extra one that we can send off.
So is that a viable option that we ought to be looking at instead of 300,000?
If we had time to wait.
Gotcha. So do we have time to wait?
In my opinion, we don't.
All right, any other questions, please? Any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll move into the budget amendments. We're going to Mr. Bell?
Is the ambulance committee's recommendation that we do this?
Well, we haven't honestly been, but we did talk about it in our last meeting. And we do need it. Either we're gonna be all in or we're not, we we're gonna have to do something else. So we either need to do this, or we need to go back to the drawing board and try to do something else. Because we haven't been getting ambulances like we should have been getting them in the past. You understand?
No, I get it, I just wanna make sure that we're doing the most fiscally sound thing for the county.
From what I've heard, it seems like we need an ambulance, so, I mean, if we have to do this, we have to do it. Everything I've heard makes sense to me.
You know, we talk about it, people have stood in here and asked us how much is a life worth. And so like I said, either we're gonna be all in and we need to get ambulances, we're gonna have to get them. That's just what we have to do.
Question, Jamie, on the old units that are currently not in operation, we get them in operation, is that something we're looking at, maybe getting rid of one of those units, maybe to offset this cost, or is your plan to keep it in operation, in the fleet?
So we have, right now we have 3 that we could take the box and remount. And so those boxes are actually considered a better box than like a brand new one that we get. So I'm not sure what your question is, but like, could we sell some of the old ones? They're not worth a whole lot, so as they are, you're not gonna get a whole lot for them. So the money that we save by remounting them is more than what we would get.
So if we get this one, would it make sense if we get this grant to do a remount and reuse and save $100,000? Which is basically
As long as somebody can promise that we will get it in the time limit that we have to spend the money.
Right.
And Commissioner, let me hit just a little bit on that. To clarify that real quick, that will be within the process of the grant itself, just through the CBDG. So that will be, when you apply for that, what the restrictions are. If it will be a mount, if it remount, be for a new, so much. And if we're gonna do what type of grant, if it's 100% or because we're distressed, usually they have cut that match part down from 10 to 5. So, but we don't know the perimeters on that grant yet. It won't open up for another couple of weeks. All right, any more discussion on that? All right, we have a first and second to approve the budget amendments. And Madam Clerk, could you please start with our roll call?
Bale,
Yes.
Buffer,
Yes.
Berry,
Yes.
Gillum,
Yes.
Grantham,
Yes.
Hensley,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Kenmore,
Yes.
Lanier,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Hope,
Yes.
Sane,
Yes.
Bickers,
Yes.
Weems,
Yes.
Wright.
All right. Budget amendments are passed. Thank you, Mr. Chair. From our Budget Committee and our Vice Chair, thank you, sir. And before we move into this last item, I do want to say just a couple of things real quick. Congratulations, Sheriff Dooley, and Vice President of the Tennessee Association of Sheriffs. Congratulations. And swearing in ceremony, Commissioner will be Commissioner Gatlin. And we're going to have, of course, our judge, Josh Pulse. We're going to have 3 of our school board members, Stacy Swift, Johnny Davis, and who's in third? Ford, Anthony Ford. We will have those at 10 o'clock on August 31st. And I want to ask for something real quick. Let me say this real quick. Mr. Robertson passed away. Many of you knew Mr. Robertson. He was a former Hardeman County Commissioner for many years. But not only that, he was superintendent of Western Mental Health. Some of you may remember Nat T. Winston as well. He went on to be appointed by Governor McWhorter to be the Tennessee State Commissioner for Mental Health. He was currently serving on the Blue Oval Authority Board, was a great honor for somebody from Hardeman County to be represented on that board. He was widely respected throughout the state. We lost him a couple of days ago, and we want to give respect, prayers, and love to his family. He lost a great human being. So let's move, now we will move into our lawsuit updates for Mr. Connor. If you would, please, sir.
There's on the retaliation case that's being defended by Mickey Schmidt from Nashville, and he's being paid by the insurance company. Essentially, they're working on a tentative settlement of retaliation claims. As I understand, they've still got a few details to work out, but they're gonna wrap up the retaliation claims that are, I don't know, probably 15 or 16 people have retaliation claims, maybe more. I don't have the final list yet, so I'll bring that to your attention. And then you all got the letter I sent you from William Sessions, the $3.3 million. And so last month, when I was here, he had sent us a letter for $3.865, I think. And then somewhere in there, Rob Beaver got an email from him, he come down to 3.5, and now this letter is down to 3.3. And so I'll be happy to answer any questions on that. And I think what we probably need to do when we get to that point is have a motion to agree to the 3.3, and depending on what that fails, then if there's any interest in making a motion to make another counter offer, then you can do that. And there's always, we had the dispatcher going to trial next Monday. And at the mediation, I think we were at 180, and I think Sessions and that were 406, I believe, if I'm remembering correct on that. And so if there's any interest in increasing to 180 or sticking with 180 and trying to settle those, that could be dealt with tonight as well. And I will say that the main purpose to wrap it up is because of the attorney's fees that Sessions and his wife are continuing to run up. But that's just a decision you have to make, whether you're willing to do that and go to trial and try to get a lower amount in judgment.
And that for the retaliation is being worked out.
Right.
For the retaliation claims. Yeah, I think we've all, and I think the commission has said openly, privately, publicly, at different times, we're all interested in getting this thing behind us so we can move forward at some point and stop paying these lawyers. No offense to you, sir. I know you don't take offense, but I mean, seriously, there is a point. Man, those things.
Question for Mr. Dale.
Yes, sir.
6 days out, is there any inclination that the trial will be delayed, or we set to go Monday?
As far as I know, it's one on Monday. I'm not aware of anything, so if something comes up, I'm thinking about it right now, so yeah, Monday should be the trial.
Are you and Rob, pardon me, are you and Rob ready to go?
We are. We're still working on it. Yeah, we're on schedule.
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion to settle.
Motion to settle.
For the amount, it's on the 3.3. Yes, I'd like to make a motion.
Second. Okay. Been a motion made by Commissioner Jenkins and a second.
I have a question.
Okay, second by Commissioner Buffer. Any discussion or questions here, ma'am?
I have a
Commissioner
question.
Miller.
So, Commissioner Jenkins, do you wanna settle with the terms laid out, or do you have any terms, or
I wanna
elaborate a little bit more on what you're thinking?
I wanna settle with the terms that are laid out, just to go ahead and get this behind us, because we, like Mayor Todd is saying, we getting paid up by these lawyer fees, you know. And that's, just stop the bleeding, because it's killing us.
Question, Dave. We've worked on this all this length of time to try to get to trial. If it goes to trial 26, and they're awarded a considerable amount less, then we got a possible appeal or it go through, is that correct?
That's right, you could pay.
All right. If it goes through, then if it was lower, that, do you think that could set a precedent for what might come on in future trials? Is this stand on its own, who knows what'll happen down the road?
I think it's stand on its own, as far as going to trial, because every jury is gonna be different.
Everyone will be different.
Right.
So how many years would we drag this out if we just continue to go to court?
I don't know for sure, but I'd say probably a year and a half to 2 years.
And what is this costing us every time we go to trial?
I don't have that idea, that figure in my head, but it's substantial, especially when you consider the plaintiff's attorney's fees. Now that's considerably more than what we're charging, so.
One thing that sticks in my mind, and it's my personal thought, I guess, but I don't want to say it anyway. We have had individuals to come up here in multiple meetings and encourage us to settle this. And I don't think anybody would necessarily disagree with them, but they made some statements that I'd like to point out. For example, the solar farm was mentioned tonight. I guess I'm talking to the commission. They mentioned the solar farm deal, where this courtroom was full. Right? We've had two individuals speak on this. Where's this courtroom full up here telling us to settle this thing? Now just think about it. You know, they're saying everybody they've talked to, saying settle it. A lot of people do, yes, but there's a lot of people saying tie. So there we are, these individuals, we're up here trying to make a decision. But where's the people out here in this courtroom up here telling us what they want? They were here on something that's like a solar farm, here we are, multi-million-dollars for that.
And also, I'd like to say, hearing through the grapevine, there are a lot out here that can sell it.
I agree.
Plaintiffs that are willing to take money to cars with. You know, we need to take that into consideration. I mean,
Mr. Condon, can I ask you what your recommendation is to this commission as our lawyer?
I recommend you settle the case. For what amount, I don't know, but I recommend you get the case settled because of the attorney's fees. That I think will keep, there's just not another, but.
Everybody, I think, is thinking the same thing, but if we come back with another offer and they turn it down, then we don't prolong it longer, so, you know. We know that you recommended settle it, everybody realizes that, but if we come back with a counter offer and then they turn it down, then we're back on the go again.
We come up with a counter offer, he's probably listening to us right now.
I agree.
Okay, so what you're saying, if we vote on this tonight and settle this, it's over. Everybody, the county, everybody involved in this, get paid. Lawyers are out, we don't have to think about a lawyer, anything, or what, I'm trying to figure out this. Attorney fees is not included in that?
Correct.
So we go to court over attorney fees, correct?
The judge just decide, we don't go to court.
We file motions, and,
Do we have to pay them to file motions against us?
when they file a motion for attorney's fees, we pay them for their time filing a motion for attorney's fees.
Question, if we go to court and we're to lose, does the judge set what we owe?
Yeah, they file a motion for attorney's fees, and then we would file our response to it.
We're gonna talk about on the plaintiff side, not the attorney.
Judge.
On the judge. On the judge.
Oh,
Can
the jury will determine the amount of damages.
So it could be increased more than what they're asking.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what the proof is, our numbers are far apart, so.
pay, if we go to court, that we would have to pay within 30 days. Is that true, or would we be able to, would we be allowed another amount of time?
Well,
The time frame?
The way the law is, the way the law is, you have to pay it 30 days. Sometimes you can, put up post a bond and put up, and or negotiate with the other side and pay it out, depends on whether they're willing to do that. But yeah, if you get a judgment against you, you have 30 days to either appeal it or pay it.
Dale, refresh my memory. We have a motion to pay the 3.3. The last time we made an offer, was that not including attorney fees?
There was one we made that did include the
So
term.
the offer we made is nowhere close to this 3.3, is that correct? The offer we made to the planning commission.
Well, it was for 3.2 and that included the attorney's fees.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So now we got a motion to pay just the plaintiff's 3.3,
Right.
and that's not got nothing to do with attorneys. So we're millions of dollars off.
You know, I just want to say something that public needs to hear. They know, we've been to mediation several times. And every time we go, we never get a chance. It's everything in session says favor. He never gives, he always goes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he doesn't,
I mean, it's not like we haven't tried. We want to say,
Sure.
but he does never.
And that's what we did.
And part of mediation is you go back and forth, like buying a car.
That's right.
We never get to go back. You know, his always goes higher.
Right.
So,
And last time.
everybody can say what they want. We've tried.
We've been willing to settle it.
And been willing to come up with some figures
Right.
that would be good for everybody.
I agree.
I just wanna correct that 3.2, Commissioner DeBerry did not include attorney fees.
There was one we made.
Not this, the last.
That was the one.
Last, I know, we didn't vote.
Oh, yeah, that
It was 3.2. It was 3.2, and we did not vote because of session.
And we've been fighting this lawsuit for how long?
I think it's filed in 2019.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if this lawsuit was in 2019 when you started, he can only go back 3 years, right?
He could go back 3 years only if it shows that the county was willful and violating the Fair Labor Standards Act. If not, then it goes back 2 years.
But he can't go forward.
No.
So some of the numbers I've seen go all the way to 2023.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that and see. No, it's from
So that just shows,
the time of judgment back 2 years and the time of judgment back 3 years, depending on whether it's willful.
so that already shows me that, you know, he's adding stuff up that's not supposed to be on there.
Let me ask you this, 3.3 million claims should be, what do you think the lawyers will get, since you're an attorney?
I don't know what he said in his letter his fees are, but I would say for sure a couple million.
So we still back somewhere close to 6 million.
Sure. Pretty close to it.
So basically, he's selling it to say 3.3, so the plaintiffs here in the county can get paid. It doesn't include his fee.
That's right.
You need to hear it twice, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I think Mr. Buckman made a statement a while ago about the jury. He's asking 3.3 in court. The jury won't, just say, we agree, but we're gonna give you 5 million.
No, he probably won't give them a number. He'll probably just lay out the evidence that he has, what he calls the numbers for overtime for individual plaintiffs. And then, at the end, we'll ask for some number, but yeah, the jury is not likely to go higher than that. They could, because they do what they want, pretty much whatever they need to, but, to what they think is compensated, they'd be unlikely to go higher than whatever we asked for.
But we will give them our numbers also.
Sure. Yeah, because we'll have our expert there testifying to our numbers and explaining what her process, her background. I know there's been talk around the community that our expert's not qualified. That's just people parroting what sessions have to say. And because they these people wouldn't know.
So in essence, we're looking at paying the plaintiffs probably more than we would have to in order to stop the lawyer bleeding for the next 18 months, is what it boils down to.
And I think the plaintiff's fair summary.
So if we decide to do this tonight, will it stop the attorney fee tonight?
No, because he'll have to fit, documents have to be drawn up, and he'll have to go through court approval, because the court has to approve the FLSA settlement. So there'll be something like that, but no, it won't. It stops the trial preparation, fee, which is where the hours of the running are.
Dale, one question. 3.2 million, what does our expert witness say that they're owed?
Oh gosh, my memory, I don't know, let's see, darn thing. I want to say it's about probably 700, 800 maybe. I think, but I may go off.
Is that with the, penalties and,
With the,
liquidated damages?
Right, that's correct.
That is what, thank you.
Dale, how many days, I'm sorry, back up somebody. How many days are set aside next week?
The whole week.
Or is the whole week, starting Monday?
Yes, sir.
I got a question for you, Dale, you probably don't want to answer this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. If our people are saying 700 is the number, and I know you're looking into a crystal ball that you can't, what do you think is a realistic number that we might actually, I mean, can you even say that out loud?
I don't know. You're talking about if we go to trial with the jury?
Yeah, if we go to trial, we know that we're gonna pay another $2 million in lawyer fees.
The trial on Monday is the dispatchers, that's a much smaller group, it's 12 of them. And, yeah, I don't know, I don't have, right now I don't have a good feel to tell you what I think you're realistically be looking at. But the thing on this though is the statute requires that you, as you know, pay the plaintiff's attorney's fees. And so that's what's wagging the dog is the attorney's fees.
And if this goes on another 18 months,
Be more attorney's fees.
well, I know it's more, but what do you think is a $2 million, $2.5 million?
Not that much of it, not that much on addition to what's there now. Because a lot of work's been done now.
So how much more?
Maybe another million below the range. I'm just guessing what it is now.
Can you discuss how much did it start out?
How much did what start out?
Did the lawsuit start out? Can you?
I don't know, I've heard people say that this lawsuit could have settled for $100,000, it could have settled for $750,000. If that's the case, it was before I started, because those numbers have never been mentioned. And Rob even asked Sessions one time, was it true that he was taking $750,000, he said yes. He told Rob no.
So what have we paid out in attorney fee?
I don't know offhand what you pay on this case. I can tell you though that, I think this is right. Well, here it is. It says inception to date, and that would be for us, it's $284,000. That's for any measure.
That's on our side.
Right. They pay anything on their side, you know, for instance.
Is there any more, discussion, any more questions like to be brought up, anybody? Before we move into a vote, because we do have a motion and a second.
Our motion takes 9 yes votes to pass it.
All right, if there's no more discussion, we need to move.
I got one.
Commissioner Baker, recognize, sir.
I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but this is a big deal. So if the offer on the table was 3.3, you think we owe them $700,000?
Yeah, you know, that's what the experts come up with, but you know, when you get to the jury and.
I get that, there ain't no crystal ball.
You don't know.
But we've got a couple of $1 billion between what you think and what they're wanting, thereabouts.
Right, but.
And if we keep.
I think though, it's the attorney's fees that can kill you.
I know, but you just said that if we decide to just continue on with what we've been doing, it's gonna cost us $1 million.
At least that, could be a little more, but,
So, if we just continue on the present case, we're out $1 million, with the chance of actually, well,
you're out the money that he's accumulated so far, plus what's gonna happen at the trial, and, you know, towards the, up to the end of the month. There'll be more attorney's fees for that, 'cause he's gonna be putting down 15 hours a day.
run that back by me one more time. You just kind of.
If you go on, you say the trial dispatchers on Monday next week.
Right.
Okay? Then the judge is gonna set trials for the deputies and then for
Yep.
whoever else go out. And then, so you're gonna get attorney's fees for that.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is what's been accumulated thus far, plus what he gets for the next week for the trial, this week preparing, weekend preparing, next week trying the case. That's what I'm telling you, that our attorney's fees is what you got.
So the $1 million.
That would be for whatever's coming after. Anything after the trial next week.
Well, I'm just trying to get a handle on if we settle versus not settling. If we settle, we're out $3.3 million plus the attorney fees to date. If we choose not to settle, we're basically rolling the dice, hoping that number comes in, knowing that we're gonna have about $1 million additional, based on what you said.
Roughly speaking, yes. I mean, I can't guarantee you
No,
because I don't.
I know that, but you're our accountant.
Well, I keep my time different than some people keep theirs. It's just.
Can I get some clarification before we vote?
I'll do my best.
We are voting 3.3 on the claims in Hardeman County. It doesn't include attorney fees.
Right.
I got some clarity, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And that is with the conditions, that is added on with the staggered settlement.
So Mr. Jenkins said, what's the staggered 6 points in the letter that Mr. Sessions said.
Some of the staggered settlement.
So you paid off, first payment would be, you settled would be this October, and then I think it's got to spread out over, I don't know what the.
But that payment in October will just be off the 3.3.
Right.
Nothing to do with the term fees.
Right.
All right, is there any more discussion, any more questions for our attorney?
So I'll say the first payment will be October, and then he's got, down here in point 3, the payments in 2025 will be spread out over March, July, and October. And the last payment will be March the 2nd, 2026.
So we're not getting 3 years.
It's more or less 2.
Right.
A little over 2.
Right.
Yeah, it says on the first line 3 years, but it's not 3 years, it's,
Right.
whatever gets in October, March.
So you don't think that the county owes some money to the plaintiffs?
Correct.
By the time you get finished throwing numbers out at the jury, they're gonna be totally lost.
They could.
Could be.
We'll do our best to keep it done.
Right.
With charts, things to show each plaintiff what we say they're entitled to.
But I'm basically saying if you're guilty of something, you're guilty of something, right?
Say again?
If you're guilty of something, you're guilty.
Say liable, say guilty.
We're allowed.
Guilty of criminal stuff, I want to stay away from it.
All right.
Nervous.
Okay, one more question. Might have more. So 3.3 here says does not include accrued time for this people. What kind of figure is that gonna be?
I don't know, that's that's something that they're gonna have to, negotiate on, it's making adjustments on some of the time. And I know that that's not a big amount of money.
So in other words, that 3.3 is not settling the lawsuit.
Settles the FLSA part of the lawsuit where the attorney
As long
says,
as it don't include that, we're not settling the lawsuit.
well, that's not gonna be a big deal for them to iron out and come to terms on what that is. Because that's my view of it anyway.
This is a question for Donnie. Can I ask you a question? How would we have to change the dates to make that into 3 fiscal years?
Well, we're in 24, 25, so that runs through June 30 of 25. And the next fiscal year would be July 1, 25 till June 30 of 26. The next year would be July 1 of 26 to June 30 of 27.
But he's talking 26 in here.
Right. Well, I was just trying to wonder if it would make sense to adjust them.
The way he's got, you got 1.1 in one year and 2.2 in another.
Right.
There's a motion on the floor. Some more discussion. Commissioner Buffer, did you have another question?
Yeah, the 3.3 over 3 years, we agreed to that term.
No, we agreed to the terms that we agreed to the terms that this session's asked for.
That's what the motion is.
That's what the motion said. He
Yeah,
said 3 years, but that's not what he gave us.
2 years is what we voted on.
Yes, 2 years is 5 months.
What's theoretical?
Are there any more questions, any more comments, any questions for our attorney, Mr. Concha? All right, we have a motion on the floor and a second. The motion was made by Commissioner Jenkins and seconded by Commissioner Buffer, to proceed with 3.3 million in staggered terms that was set forth by Sessions in his letter. And that's the motion that's currently on the floor and been seconded. No more discussion, we'll move into a roll call from our clerk, please, Madam Clerk.
Dale.
Oh.
Buffer.
Yes.
DeBerry.
No.
Gillum.
No.
Grantham.
No.
Hensley.
No.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Kennemore.
Yes.
Lanier.
No.
Miller? Yes.
Pope.
Yes.
Sane.
No.
Vickers.
No.
Weems.
No.
Wright.
No.
Now, you can decide if you wanna make a counter for that, or if you want to leave it that.
Let me get the total. Madam Clerk, what was the total, please?
5 yes.
5 yes. All right, motion fails. And is there, Attorney Congress just asked the commission if there would like to be a counter made. Is there a counter to be made tonight?
We can motion a counter off
motion that we do a counter offer in the amount of $3 million, $1 million for the next 3 fiscal years. It is my hope that we can come up with enough votes to get this passed.
What's your motion again, 3 million?
$3 million.
Paid out over 3 years?
Paid out over 3 fiscal, our budget years, not including attorney fees, but they go to the judge.
I second that.
So Chief, Mr. Bill?
All right, motion has been made, counter offer, to the claimants for a $3 million settlement and to be paid out in 3 fiscal years.
And you probably want to add something there that, interest will not accrue on that.
Yes, sir. No interest.
He amended his motion, interest won't accrue on that, you accept that?
Yes. And even adding the accrued leave that he did, like the item 6 on his sheet on those, that still, I would add that to, also to the motion.
You want to leave item 6 in your motion?
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat that? I didn't hear what you said.
It is inclusive.
Yeah, but item 6 on his original offer, we talked about those accrued leaves, that would be figured out as a separate, to add that number 6 in there, my motion.
Your motion is $3 million paid out over 3 years with no interest and adopting item 6 on the accrued leave.
Yes, sir.
Inclusive. That's inclusive.
So it's 3 fiscal years.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
All right, motion's been made by Commissioner Kenmore and seconded by Commissioner Bell, just saying. Any discussion on the motion, please?
Yes, I have a question for D-Berry. So now, does that include the whole lawsuit?
Do what?
You had said it didn't include everything.
It states in here that it does not include the accrued time for the plaintiff, so that's gotta be addressed in whatever motion we make.
So it was addressed in here, so that includes everything, right?
No, ma'am, it states in here it does not. If you've got,
No, in Kennemore's motion, in Commissioner Kennemore's motion, that includes,
No, he's
he's following.
including,
Go ahead.
he's including what the Sessions has in item number 6. He's not saying, right?
Yes, sir.
He's not saying that the 3 million includes that accrued leave.
So he's saying it does not include,
Right.
what Jeff is saying.
so it still does not include Kennemore's motion?
Correct.
That's what, he asked for that, so I'm willing to.
And Dale said it wasn't a lot of money, correct?
I think it's gonna be a lot of trouble for them to get all that wrapped up.
Okay, I understand.
All right, motion's been made and seconded. Any more discussion, please? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please have the roll call vote, please? This is for the counter offer.
Bell,
Yes.
Buffer,
Yes.
D-Berry,
No.
Young,
No.
Grant,
No.
Hensley,
No.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Kennemore,
Yes.
Lanier,
No.
Miller,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Sane,
No.
Vickers,
No.
Wings, Wright.
No.
6-9.
Is there any, will to make another motion, another council, is that what you're doing anywhere, or?
What is the highest offer that we have made that has been approved? I think I know it, but, I mean, that has been approved by the commission.
For the plaintiffs.
for the plaintiffs, is it 1.2? 1.2, okay. You have stated that our expert has come up with somewhere around $700,000.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's my recollection.
So if we double that, that would be 1.4. Is that correct? I'll make a motion that we go 1.5.
Any other terms, like pay out over?
No other terms, 1.5.
Okay. So,
I second that. Got any discussion on that?
I got a question. Within your motion. Payable immediately
Yes.
and including or not including item C.
Well, I mean, I've got a problem with that, and I've talked to Bill about that before, because some of those accrued times that Mr. Sessions had in there aren't even due yet. And if they're employed, their accrued time is not due until they leave employment. So I don't know how you really say that's included or not included.
yeah. I think Sherry Baker is one that's still employed, I think.
She is.
And there's, Pearlie Long.
She is.
And one more. Jenny, yeah. There's three of them that's still employed, we can get in.
Three of them, I didn't get any. And the ones I need to make clear also, the other ones that he had listed, some of them, was my understanding, had already been paid out, their accrued time. I don't want to pay them twice.
You remember which one that is? Craig Moore.
Craig Collins.
He's listed now. He listed it also. Yes.
Payable immediately.
Payable immediately.
Within 30 days.
Within 30 days. Get it over.
And if you want to leave the accrued leave for them to work out so that the people who've been paid out, the people are still there, not five that don't get it.
Right.
So it's still what they don't do until they leave.
Till they leave, that's right.
1.5 pay in 30 days.
Yes.
And number 6 stays like it is, if you'll work that out afterwards.
Yes.
Okay, the motion currently on the floor that has been made by Commissioner Sane and seconded by Commissioner Wright is $1,000,005 and payable in 30 days. Is that correct?
Correct.
And it includes, number 6.
Number 6 stays like it is, so I don't,
It doesn't.
yes, number 6 isn't included in anything.
Okay, gotcha.
We're gonna deal with that later. Second.
Discussion?
Yes, sir. We're now open for discussion. We have first and
All
second.
right, we made it 1.2, is that correct?
Yes.
Personally, I don't feel like the 1.5 is gonna be worth the effort. But I hate to spend money, but my personal opinion is try to get a good honest lick, get your attention to $2 million, go with it. That's my opinion. If you want to amend your motion to do so. That's a big step, but we ain't made no steps.
I mean,
You make it 1.5, he just gonna reject it, go up another $500,000.
you know, if our expert says 700,000,
I understand
I'm
that.
doubling it. But I think that's a good faith effort.
I
I'm
understand
gonna leave
that.
my motion as is.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion, sir? All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, would you please roll call vote?
Bell,
Yes.
Buffer,
No.
DeBeer,
No.
Gillum,
Yes.
Grantham,
Yes.
Hensley,
Yes.
Jenkins, Kenmore,
Yes.
Biggers,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Wright.
Motion is passed. Order, we're gonna have order. A second, please. Motion is passed. That $1,000,005, and, Attorney Condor, you will pass that on tomorrow? All right.
If you got your iPad, that's it, let me get you right now.
Always check. Y'all, we do want this resolved, but let's be, earnest and serious, of course, in this matter. Let's get this resolved for the people. And let me say something here real quick. Tonight is our last night for Commissioner Pope. This is her last meeting, and she has served with distinction and with honor, and we're very proud of her. Miss Mamie agreed to take on the role for her late husband, Mr. Pope, and we appreciate your service, Mr. Pope, and I want to stand up and thank you.
Yes, I would just like to simply say, thank you all. My husband loved people and he loved this county. And I just told him, I said, well, I'll finish out whatever, and I'll do whatever you want me to do, but I've learned a lot. The last few months I've been on our last 8 months. And, you know, it's lots to think about to make sure that your county is doing well and you're doing what you need to do for your county. So I'm saying that to say, I hope I've served the county well, and who knows, I may be back. Thank you.
Any other business? Move, we adjourn. All right. We are adjourned.
See you later, Mike.
That's what he said.